Yo, 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 what up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. What's going on?
Not much. We're just kind of sitting here chatting.
How is everybody doing?
Doing good. Thank you very much.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me know, guys, if you can hear VF and InstanityTGTV. And welcome to another episode of Across the Border starring Standaman. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a wonderful time. And we already have our first time out from Witchy Wise. Come on, give it up for Witchy dropping that mod hammer. Right, let me lower down even more the music provided by No Copyright Sound again, which of course everybody provides their music from. How are you guys today?
Good. Yeah,
Good.
doing all right.
Nice. Eric?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Been editing,
Nice.
having a good time.
You were actually editing while I was preparing the show, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Look how hard-working YouTuber, and by the way, VF was just being jealous of my YouTube success right now.
A little bit.
Ooh-wee.
That's some serious growth you got going on there, Stan.
Oh man, right. So, to this week's topic, guys, the main one is should you branch out, or let me rephrase this, should you have a second channel on YouTube, and should you branch out or just try to branch out? And that's why I'm having my guests as VF and Insanity, because VF actually has two channels, don't you, VF? I did my research. I did my research.
Where's that third channel?
And Eric, I think you were thinking about it, right?
No. I've gone away from that idea completely.
But you were thinking at some point.
Yes, I was thinking about that when I started the channel, and then I don't want to do it anymore.
Why don't I want first to hear Insanity's opinion, and why did you first start thinking about it, and what made you drop that idea? And then VF, I want you again to hear your opinion. Why did you start this idea at first, and why did you make your channel, and why do you still have the channel? Eric, can you begin, please?
Well, originally the plan was that I would have multiple channels. I mean, the channel in itself was originally meant only to be a channel where I uploaded VODs from my live streams. And then I would have a separate gaming channel. That was the general idea. Now, as soon as I started actually making proper videos, I went away from that idea. The reason why I go away from that idea is as follows. We've been talking about this previously, both on stream, on this podcast, other places as well, is that I find that when you've built up an audience, when you're going to transition over to different games, yes, you will not get the same amount of views, but you will still get a fraction of the original viewers, and then that will add on to the new viewers to that series. That's why I don't want to split, because I think if you get a new channel, then you kind of lose a lot of those viewers that might slid over from your other or your original series, and then you're just kind of stuck with the new people. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just feel like there's less to gain from it.
Do you have anything more to say? Because I have one question, but I want to keep it for the end.
No, I don't really think so. After a while, I'm kind of against the whole two channels. Not that people shouldn't be doing it, that's all for them to decide, but I just think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
The reason, like the virtual farmer was always created to be a specifically a farming simulation channel. I mean, it has branched out a little bit, but the main thrust of it has always been, and that's why it's called virtual farmer. And the thing is, there are games that I want to play and like to play that don't fit in that remit. So that are family friendly, that are shooting games, or military type games, strategy games, things that just don't fit the remit of the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I still wanted to play those. So I created the second channel. I created Victor Foxtrot to do that type of game on. It's by no means is it a family friendly channel. It's somewhere where I can go and I can play a game and I can blow off some steam and I can still stream.
Mm-hmm.
So and it produces a lot of videos. I mean, I do maybe one stream on that a week, and for the last 2-3 weeks I haven't. So while I've been on my streaming break, there's been no content on that channel at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a channel where I can be a lot more free. So it's a channel where I'm not so worried about going there and subscribers and you know, I go there and I'm myself. I'm myself on Virtual Farmer on my main channel, but I go there so that I can just go and have fun without worrying what I'm saying. Really. That's not that I won't still keep it clean, but it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's there's some swearing and there's some games on there. So like I play Grand Theft Auto on there and I play XCOM on there, and those are two games that absolutely I couldn't play on my main channel.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't fit that family friendly setting. And so that's why I have it. And there are people who have moved, who've come from my main channel onto my second channel and watch stuff on there. So I don't think you necessarily, the people who want to come across will come across, but it's also aimed at a different audience as well. So, you know, that's why it exists.
Mm-hmm. Right, Eric, do you think, for example, so your channel is farming sim based, and
Yes.
you're doing PUBG, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing Minecraft as well. Before
Mm-hmm.
I forget, guys, both Insanity and Virtual Farmer channels links are in description. Don't forget to go there, smash that thumbs up button, leave a like, subscribe, go to, I don't know, every social media, drop that like hammer, I don't know, but yeah, right. And you're playing PUBG and Minecraft, but if you go to your channel, because I was yesterday just watching some stuff, your videos are not getting the views as farming sim. And we know why, because most of our subscribers are farming sim based. They don't care about the other games, which is fine. But what happens if you want to get the other games the same coverage? Do you think that YouTube actually understands that you're basically a farming sim YouTuber, and that's why the YouTube videos are getting more traffic because it's getting more up? Or do you think that if you put out more and more videos outside from the farming sim family, YouTube's gonna put them more towards the high-end traffic?
I don't think that's how YouTube works. That's not how my interpretation of the system works. The way I see it working is that when you put out a video, that's a video that stands by itself. It does get in the feed by the channel, don't get me wrong. But the difference is, the way I see it, what determines whether or not a video gets successful or not is the original amount of views, likes, and comments that comes in within a regular, like, 1 to 2 hour period after the video goes out. The more you get from that, the higher the chances that you get put into an algorithm that puts you next to someone else's video. That's how I've seen it working. Now, I want to touch on the thing what you said about PUBG not getting the same amount of views. I agree, but referring back to the original question as to whether or not two channels would be better, I understand VF's intention when he says, I want this to be, you know, for everyone and this for the mature audience. That's fair enough, because then you have a clear separation. But if I took those videos and put that on a separate channel that was completely new, that video would get even less views than the one I already get.
I agree.
Because you get less people that slid. Yeah, even for the beginning and even for later. Because that YouTube isn't TV. You can't look at it the same way. It's not like I watch that, I don't watch that. It's like I watch that and I might watch that, and then you get two people or two different audiences subscribing to the same channel for the complete different reasons. I don't think it's fair to say that it's. I don't know. I don't think it's fair to say that because you have primarily farming sim, therefore that video is going to do bad. That's not how the algorithm works. Not the way I've seen it work.
I agree. I agree with you for the algorithm. However, and I've seen this with so many farm sim channels, people in general who subscribe to farming simulator channels tend to not like watching other games on there. And I've seen it. I mean, one of the best examples is Daggerwin, who the moment he puts up videos of other stuff, he gets a huge number of comments going, "When's your next farm sim video? Why isn't this? Where's farm sim today?" That kind of thing. To the point where he actually, in the end, went, "I have to have a second channel in order to play games I want to play and yet keep my main channel running." But I do see where you're coming from the point of view of if I was doing XCOM or I was doing GTA on my main channel, yes, they would get more views than they are on my second channel where I have under 100 subs. But my thing is that if people come to my channel and they see farm sim stuff and they see family friendly stuff and they go, "Ooh, I want to subscribe to that stuff." Whereas if they see the mix, that can put people off and does put people off because they go, "Well, if he's playing that very family unfriendly game, is he going to be swearing? Is there going to be swearing in it? And is that going to bleed through to the farming sim stuff?" So it's the separation for me is very much due to I'm targeting that group and I'm targeting that group, and you rarely get them intermingling and rarely get them subscribing to both. And if they do want to subscribe to both channels are there for them to subscribe to. And I do see what you're saying, but it's not the content that I want to have on my main channel that I have on my second channel. And that's the issue.
Because I was thinking about something else, and actually Eric was in one of my last farming sim live streams when I was just talking with chat and just saying how I feel about all this stuff. I'm running an experiment right now, by the way. I created a second channel which nobody knows what the second channel is. I don't have my links anywhere, just because I'm gonna put out different type of videos, and I already started. And to be fair, for this week, it's actually, I'm surprised, to be honest. Like, no farming sim, no prison architect. This definitely something new. And of course, later on, I'm gonna post the same videos back to my main channel. I'm not gonna lose the footage, because everybody knows just running two channels at once is, I mean, that can happen if only you're a full-time YouTuber, and I don't think the three of us are full-time YouTubers, not yet at least.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yep.
You said you've been doing this for a week.
What's
the result thus far? If you can share that, or if you feel comfortable sharing that.
I told you guys I will share it at probably the middle of December, because I just want to have this 1 month and a half, just to, because this week, okay, fine, but next week it may be different. I just want to this month and a half.
Fair
to
enough.
pass.
It was just a question.
For now I got 20 subs, and I'm getting between 15 and 20 views per video, which for me is surprising. But bear in mind that the videos I'm putting out are with good quality now, which I passed this first few months. When I remember when I first started doing YouTube, I didn't know how to behave on stream. I didn't know how to record properly, sound, all this. And now that all of a sudden this new account pops in completely different with sound, I mean, that's probably, let's say, a bit in my advantage, but let's wait. Definitely curious to see, and definitely I'm not gonna keep that channel. I just wanna see if this, I'm doing it purely for me. So this thing about YouTube algorithm can leave me alone and I can finally sleep, because you know, I mean, without sleeping. But yeah, guys. Right. Next thing. When do you guys think, if you want to branch out, when do you think it's a good moment of your channel to do this? Eric, what do you think about that?
As soon as you want to branch, you do it. If you wait, you're only going to harm yourself. I think, because VF mentioned Dagwin. I think that was one of the issues with Dagwin, was that at the time he started branching out, he was so large that the backlash was so big. And I mean, I even get that on my channel, and my channel is fairly small, yeah, at least compared to his. It's like when you stream PUBG, for example, it's like they come into the stream, it's like, when's the next farming sim stream? And I understand how that can be like a bit of a negative tone. However, because I always write notes when we do this stream. I don't think those comments are an issue, to be honest. It's a matter of, first off, it's annoying. I can get that. I think that it boosts the video because you get comments. If you get a lot of dislikes, at that point, I do agree. It does no longer kind of boost the algorithm. That being said, Fritgar announced a new series. He started doing World of Warcraft. First video got a very large amount of dislikes, a lot of comments saying, why are you doing this, etc. And then as he progressed through the series, he lost a larger portion of views, but it kind of subtracted over to it. People acclimatized to it, and they were okay with it. And I think the sooner you start with the branching, the more okay people are going to be with it. The only thing that, again, VF touched on, it might scare some people away, but I think it's going to bring a lot more people in than it's going to scare away. That's my kind of stance on it. Whether that's factually true, I don't have the numbers, I don't have the statistic to back that up. But that's my stance on it as far as I've kind of witnessed it.
I agree with you completely. The thing is that the best time to branch out and play with different series and do different series is when you're small. Once you get to that 20, 30, 40,000 level, you're set, and you've got that many people there looking for more of what you already have done. And as a result, when you change, if you do something different, you are going to take a hit on your subs. You are going to take a hit on your views. It will come back, but obviously when you're a smaller channel, that has less effect than when you're a bigger channel. If you start branching out at the point where you're then doing YouTube as a living, suddenly having that drop in views, having that drop in subscribers hits your pocket and hits you hard. And that's, you know, that's when that's when a second channel comes into play, because you can then, if you have a second channel and you are a large YouTuber, what you'll find is you will get quite a lot of subscribers going over. You will get that channel launched really quite easily, and you'll get to do A, what people came to your channel for originally, and then B, the new stuff you want to do as well. Which is I think is the way to do it when you're a large channel. If you're looking to do stuff very similar to what you already do, in your branch out, then when you're a smaller channel, doing that on your own channel without launching a second channel, absolutely the way to go, because then you're improving and changing and evolving your channel, which is massively important thing to do, I think.
Right. Well, now that I heard both of your guys' opinion, actually something came up on my mind. I'm not sure if you guys know Blitz, and for the audience, Blitz is actually a very great YouTuber. He does these indie type / sandbox games. So he actually in one of his videos, he was honest, and he told the audience that he created his second YouTube channel only to have the kids, which are probably the main source of his views, just to move out from his channel. And he actually calls his channel Blitz After Dark. You can guys go and Google it, and then he can thank me for the commercial I just made on him. But yeah, what do you think about that? Like, okay, VF, you told me about changing the audience here, but I mean, the kids are actually one of our biggest source of views. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And part of the thing is that I have had people saying, I've had a couple of multiplayer live streams that have come close to being non-family friendly ones, and I have had people in my chat going, you know, is this going to stay family friendly? I can't let my 7-8-year-old brother continue watching if it isn't going to be. And I don't want, you know, building this reputation around the channel of anybody can watch this. I didn't want to go and say, well, yeah, everybody can watch it except for this stream or except for this video. I'd like any video I put out on the main channel for people to go, great, it's a Virtual Farmer video. I can watch this, and I can have my kid brother watching it, or I know I can or I can watch it with my son or my daughter, or, you know, whatever. Whereas the second channel absolutely was, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to play stuff that I know isn't family friendly, that I know isn't something that I could put on my main channel and keep that reputation of anybody can watch this. If it's stuff that's really quite close. So Gold Rush is a good example. Gold Rush is not a game I would put on my second channel. It is a game I would put on my first channel, on Virtual Farmer. Same for ETS or ATS or anything like that would go on Virtual Farmer.
Eric,
but anything...
Yeah, go finish. Sorry,
but anything like GTA or XCOM or anything like that which features violence or swearing or anything like that wouldn't go on Virtual Farmer. It would have to go on the second channel.
Eric, what do you think about that? Creating a second channel just to run away from kids?
I may take a bit of a stance again that's very different from VF, and probably I don't take this the wrong way, but I think this might be because I'm a bit younger than he is.
He's a small kid. No.
Look, I grew up playing Counter-Strike when I was the age of 8. I saw the movies before I was 10. See, my point is, I get there's a difference between PG friendly and not. I just don't think there's a clear difference in it. And I don't think that kids are as shielded as they once were. I mean, if you wanted to watch something that was R-rated, you would have to get your mom's permission to buy the DVD of the thing. Now you can just find it on the internet. I don't think that there's a clear difference anymore. I still think there's a difference in kids. Like, this kid will watch this and the kid wasn't. But I don't explicitly want to make a channel for that. I'd rather put a warning in front that this is, for example, if it's a very gory video, this is a mature video. Here, don't watch it. If you do watch it, it's on you to do so. And then you can say that, you know, kids aren't old enough to make their own decisions and all that kind of thing. I agree. But it's the internet. They're gonna find it anyways. Now, when it comes to swearing, I take the stance of swearing are just kind of words. If you look at the popular PewDiePie, for example, most popular channel, and lots of kids watch him, swears so much. I don't think swearing is what it used to be. It's just words at this point. As long as you don't use them to, like, properly harass or be offensive, I don't think anyone really takes notices to them. Yeah. That's my opinion. It's a very special stance, but I grew up with it. I don't see why other kids can't either. I turn out somewhat fine.
Take a deep breath first, Eric. Take a deep breath. VF, hear me out first. VF, hear me out first. Shield it. I love the word Eric. Shield it.
Fatality.
I just wanted to use my soundboard on that. You're gonna hear it in a sec. Second of all, I agree. First, I'm gonna agree with VF about the kids if you want to have more freely behavior. But with on Eric's side, about the swearing and everything, I think it's a proper if the game you play is something that it feels natural, you feel natural, and you don't overuse swearing. Like you're not like, hey, the game loadings. Oh, swear, swear, swear. Oh, the game saves. Oh, I swear, swear. I mean, that's like if something happens if you play Cuphead, for example. Yes, of course. Eric, you know.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. You will understand what I'm talking about. I literally wanted to kill my girlfriend. I said it live when we were playing Cuphead, and she wasn't helping me at all. And we were playing together. It was awful, but that's another story.
Before we continue, let me just make sure that I get this out there. I also think that it's up to a limit. Like I wanted to make a series on Witcher 3. For those who haven't played that game, the first thing you see is a cutscene that is so gory that I would not put it on my channel. So it's up to a certain thing. I'm just saying that for like GTA 5 and stuff like that, it's so mainstream, they know what it is. That's what that kind of means.
By the way, I would love to play some GTA 5 on stream, but it's just the problem is OBS doesn't like me playing beautiful, gorgeous games which takes a bunch of CPU and GPU.
That's interesting, Stan, because my OBS will let me, and my machine is rubbish.
Yeah, you actually told me, and I don't know why. Maybe I should reinstall OBS, but I have so much around my channel that I'm actually scared to do so I'm not losing anything. But so right, guys, let's recap of what we said until now. So I love that both of you guys have two different opinions, because to be fair, when I'm speaking with VF and Gamer Dragon, both of them are just saying, yes, Stan, you're correct. But now that you have both different opinions and we can actually start an argument, I mean, I think that's awesome. But let's recap. So, VF, to have a second channel, yes or no?
Yes, but depends, and that's the thing. It has to be the right thing for you to have a second channel. And I think if you're a large YouTuber looking to experiment, a second channel is a perfect place to do it. I think if you're a small YouTuber looking to do something massively out of the remit of your main channel, a second channel is great. Otherwise, I don't think so. Otherwise, I don't think it's necessary. It has to be that thing of there has to be a reason for it. And if you don't have that reason for it, then no, there's no point in having it. Otherwise, it is just more stress and more worry and more to try and keep a handle on.
Hey Gidi, yes, you were mentioned. Yes, you were mentioned. Right, Eric, having two channels, yes or no? Thank you very much. Your opinion was very obliged. So let's move on, everybody. Right. Like
no, I'll wrap it up with saying that I agree. For experimenting with very large channels, I do agree. It's a nice way to not scare the audience. If you're already talking about major scale production and something that's fairly within the same, content ideas, I'd go for it with a large channel as well. You take a hit there and then it's fair enough. You're going to get it back. I think there's 2 points where it's very tricky to make two channels. First one is if, as was mentioned earlier, you've just gone full time. That might be a very poor timing to make a second channel.
All right, don't speak about full timing because we will discuss this in the second topic.
Yeah, it was just kind of important.
We go on. All right. Yeah, go on. On.
Also, I think it's kind of scary to do two channels when you're too small as well, because at that point it might feel a bit overwhelming. So those are the two general types I'd not suggest doing two channels. Only time I'd really suggest it again is if you're a large YouTuber and want to experiment.
Okay, right. Do we have any Q&A, any questions from the audience? You have, guys, 2 minutes. So how was your day, virtual farmer? Let me take those 2 minutes to pass by.
Not too bad. I need to record. I have not had I've got today's episode out, and then I have nothing yet for tomorrow
Good
or the rest of
job.
this week.
Good
Oh
job.
yeah. And I was planning on getting back to streaming tomorrow night, so I'm not sure that's going to happen if I need to get lots of episodes recorded. So we'll see how we go.
Right. Okay, guys. So hear me out. I'm gonna leave the audience 2-3 minutes to think about any questions. We're gonna move on, but if you guys have questions, don't forget to ask them. We will gladly answer them. Of course, if they're not, I mean, where you live, with your bank statement, are you married, what's your social security, I mean, that kind of questions for after streaming, right? Right, so next topic, I think let's move on. Right, so I don't think, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Pros and cons of two channels. Like, just forget what you said about should you have a second channel. Forget about your opinion. Imagine you have two channels. You're a big YouTuber. You're more than PewDiePie. You have 150 billion subscribers. You're the best ever was. And you have two channels. I want to hear you guys pros and cons. What do you think, for example, Eric, is the biggest pros and cons of having two channels? Doesn't matter what type of channels are. Are you creating yoga videos? Are you creating mama's cooking videos, gaming play videos? Doesn't matter.
Pros. We'll start
Stop
with that.
writing on the keyboard.
Right. No, I'm writing notes, but I didn't get enough time to do it. Pros would be that you have a clear split between, especially if you have a very different channel layout. So you have a clear split between that and that content. And then cons would be that you've basically split your attention to two channels. I think that might be a bit tricky, especially if you don't have a production team behind you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Another question for you. What do you think about the channels which actually have a pretty good team, for example 5, 6, 7 people who are working together and they actually can manage to put out two channels a day working videos? Because for example, I'm not sure if you know, guys, Machinima, Zooming Games, IGN are some of the biggest for gaming on YouTube, like new style. I mean, everybody knows they started from just gameplay commentary videos, but they grew up because at the time nobody was doing it. But for example, if you have a team of 5, 6 people and you guys are big, pros and cons again. I just want to hear your opinion. Eric?
Oh, I thought it was VF. I thought I'd be done. Right.
No, VF's time is out. He's not gonna speak anymore.
All right. No, pros again would be that you can separate it. You don't at that point. I'd say you probably didn't need to have too much of a separation between the content, but you can if you want, kind of thing. You have more liberty to do as you wish with your videos. I mean, I'm not sure if there's too many cons at that point. It really depends on the individual cases. I can't really think of one right now. No, I don't really know if there's a con to that. If you actually have a team to do different channels, do that mean that I still would agree that that team, if they started with one channel, that I agree that they should make a second channel? No, that's not what I mean. I mean, if they originally have two channels, then go for it. I don't know. I don't have a con for that.
Mm-hmm. Right, VF, can I hear your opinion of having two channels?
I think pros of having two channels is separation of content. The ability to say, right, this content is for this audience, this is who we're pitching it to, and then you can focus and you can get subscribers and views based on that, aiming for that group of people. and then you can build the two channels based on that. I think Insanity is right. As a small channel, having two channels is way too much to worry about most of the time. And the way my second channel is content comes out when it comes out. It's not got a regular schedule particularly, and it's there, and if people see it and people view it, great, but I'm not worried about its growth. I'm not worried about its thing. So but it does allow for that delineation of content, and it does allow for that different target audience. The problem, the con to that is that it's managing two channels, and whether you're small or whether you're large, it's gonna split your attention, and it's gonna double the amount of time. If you're producing stuff for it regularly, it's going to double the amount of time you're having to do stuff for YouTube, or it's going to affect your output on your main channel trying to put stuff out for the second channel. So it's a timing and a loss of attention. I think is a big con for it.
Well, I don't know, guys. To be honest, like, because I was thinking about it, like whenever I first started thinking about just making a second channel and all this, but to be fair, the biggest pros I can think of are, let's say, just two types of audiences. If you're a big YouTuber, this is gonna be more, let's say, more income, just because you have those two audiences and people are actually gonna watch, right? But then again, to be fair, just let me, yeah, you could, if you can take a look at the live stream, guys. Yeah, I think that's better. Right. Right. And about the cons, I'm still gonna continue speaking. If you're not gonna listen to me, fine, I can just delete you of my life if I wanted to. So yeah, that's it, guys. Don't forget to join this every weekend, Sunday morning, 9 p.m. having fun. Yes, tell your mama to call her friends. Yes. Oh boy. Right. Kids, let's move on. Oh boy. Right. Eric, you are so beautiful. You are so beautiful. What happened? I removed your mask, and now you're ugly again. Maybe I should return your mask.
I had to. I gave you warning. I told you I would do this.
No, I didn't listen to you.
Oh, that's fair enough. I told you.
I didn't listen. But yeah, guys, let's move on. So, cons. By the way, you should be lucky because I couldn't find any funnier picture than that from a Batman. I tried to find any good one, but I couldn't. Right. You know how hard it is making a show and just listen to your guest at the same time? I'm missing out 80% of the stuff you guys are talking.
Wow.
Oh boy. Yeah, so like I said, main process, for example, two audiences and you can shift between them. Eric, if you're gonna cry, just say so I can put some sad music.
I'm just you know.
Just crying? Like, go now. Go cry. Cry now. Do it.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Cry, do it, please.
I'm fine.
No, do it.
Although my glasses are getting foggy because it's warm in my room, but besides that.
Okay. Right. And again, two audiences. For example, if you're a big YouTuber, even if you're a franchise, that's gonna make even bigger income because not only you're getting the income from YouTube, but marketing, like different companies. For example, you make kids videos, maybe some kind of toy company, Toys R Us or whatever they are. I don't know. They can contact you to make some kind of videos for them, some gameplay videos, or doesn't matter. I think the biggest cons are just to make sure that you're putting the same quality videos for both channels. Don't shift between channels, making sure that, okay, so today I'm recording for channel A, now I'm done. You shift your mood, you shift your let's say your attitude towards the channel, because I know some people, the one channel is like their normal channel, the other one is like they're just doing nonsense there, but sometimes you can see that they don't shift between the channels, and it's not good, not that good. Like I said, quality, and the other thing is really is just gonna be frustrating because for example, okay, I'm recording a bunch of videos for channel A. Now, oh my god, I have to record a bunch of videos for channel B, just because you have to put the double amount of videos, which I'm seeing and I'm regretting, but I want to do my experiment, so I'm pushing it. As if you are an actual franchise and you have a lot of let's say employees or just buddies who you guys created your channel together and you help each other out, maybe the biggest cons can be like the work is split between you guys. More problems if you have, the easier you're gonna resolve them, just because it's more than one person who can help you. Cons maybe, you can actually think of it like for the money, because if you are 5-6 people and you have to split the monthly revenue, but you know there is always gonna be some person who is hiding from work, you have to think about that. If you're even bigger franchise, I mean, there are things that you should think about it, right? And also I think it's a can be a con for if you're a franchise or just like 5-6 people, again with 2 different channels, 2 different videos. Don't forget that, because if 5-6 people are doing it, they still can get frustrated making different type of content, but completely different. Yeah, that's it. Right, do we have any, actually I saw Neat Viking wrote something up, let me find it. So he wrote, I feel like if you have a production team, it's more like you're not doing anything. I feel like if you have a production team, you're not a YouTuber anymore, and you're just a gamer. Standamen TV, hello, can you speak Polish? Dzień dobry, jak się masz? Jak się nazywasz? I think that's enough, thank you very much. I think I answered your question. So I think his question was more like, if you have a production team on your channel, are you really a YouTuber, or are you moved on to be some kind of I don't know, more than a YouTuber, let's say entrepreneur? I cannot say that word, come on guys, English is not my mother language, leave me alone, all the haters gonna hate. But yeah, VF, what do you think about that?
I would still say you're a YouTuber. You're still making videos for YouTube. You may not be doing every aspect of it, but you are still a YouTuber. Yeah, I would still, even doing my own production as well. I would say. I would also say I'm a gamer. I'm doing games on here too. So I don't think the two are exclusive. I think you can be a YouTuber and a gamer at the same time, and I think anybody who does let's plays and stuff like that on YouTube is both. Whether you edit your own stuff and create your own thumbnails or not.
Eric?
Pretty much the same. I'd say that if you go from doing everything yourself to just being the one in the videos, all you do basically is hitting, record and stop and then send it off. I would say that I wouldn't use YouTuber. I wouldn't say they're not a YouTuber. I just wouldn't use that terminology. I would just say they're a YouTube entertainer or YouTube personality, and then that's it. I wouldn't longer say that they're a YouTuber, but I mean, they still are at the bottom of it. They just don't do everything they used to. It's just like a fine little change in language. They pretty much still do and know what it takes to be a YouTuber.
I actually found a documentary movie of a very famous channel. You all know which channel I'm talking about. It has a yellow logo with squarish geometric figure. I think that's enough. You probably guys know. I don't want to make too much marketing around here. And they made a documentary movie about YouTube and actually the documentary movie was for trending YouTubers before trending YouTubers. Basically what I'm speaking about is the movie was for the first trending YouTubers, which were way back in the day, like 2008, 2009. And to be honest, when I watched that documentary movie, actually I got surprised for how big equipment they were using and how hard was back in the day. Because one thing I spoke with Gamer Dragon was more and more the years pass by, more and more YouTube is becoming easily for someone to start. Because look at this, I mean, I have a boom arm, I have my microphone, VF as well have a green screen. You guys have at least mid-type professional studio microphones. I mean, I don't think 10 years ago you can actually afford something like this, and especially doing it from your home. And Eric?
No.
No, you're gonna. Are your hands alright? Because you're hitting so much on the keyboard. Probably you.
Can you hear that? I can remove the microphone from it.
Oh yeah, we can hear that.
Normally I don't hear it. It's fine.
Yeah, we can hear it very, very loudly. Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm just responding in chat.
Yeah, he's writing me a love letter right now. Don't you worry, guys.
Yes.
But yeah, guys.
The YouTube there, my entire mic setup cost me £45. My microphone, which is pretty clear. I mean, it's not bad. By any stretch, is a £20 microphone. And
no. I'm not speaking about the microphone. I'm not speaking about the equipment.
But what I'm saying is that these days you're right, to set up as a YouTuber is really easy and really cheap. 10 years ago, when YouTube was in its infancy, not so much, nowhere near as easy to do this kind of thing. To get that kind of setup was beyond an awful lot of people, and I think that's part of what's biting YouTube in the butt a bit at the moment. Is that the entry level to get onto YouTube, and not just for gaming but for everything, is really low, and so you're ending up with a lot of stuff that probably, without wanting to do censorship, but stuff that probably shouldn't be on there.
Right. Oh, by the way, guys, I have to show you something. It came up yesterday. Wait. Oh man, how can I forget? Just a sec, guys. Just a sec. It's over here.
And he's out of there.
VF, Eric, talk for 1 minute. I'm gonna come back. You guys gonna love this.
Right.
You're gonna love
Are we gonna
this.
talk? Okay, we'll talk topical. I'll answer the thing you just answered. I think that you don't need expensive equipment to get into YouTube. I think the fact that people, generally speaking, nowadays grow up with a laptop or a computer can make videos easier. That is for sure. I don't think you need a microphone like this. When I started, I used this microphone, and that way just as fine. I mean, it's not. You don't need equipment to start YouTube. You just need you need a PC, preferably.
And the thing is, I mean, your editing software you can get freeware editing software. You can get most computers come with recording software built into their video cards. I mean, the recording software I use to record my games is part of it's Shadowplay. It's part of the setup for my video card. You know, that kind of stuff didn't exist 10 years ago. I remember trying to record stuff off my screen 10 years ago and having to get a dedicated card in the back of my machine to do it. It's a very different world now.
I think so. And I think it's also the fact that there's a lot more technical knowledge out there. The fact that you grow up knowing how things work instead of having to get into editing from a different kind of site. Oh, that is actually
That's
cool.
awesome.
Loving that.
That's very cool.
My
Did
question
you guys
is
saw this?
why aren't you wearing it?
Yeah, that's very
That would be like the real question.
No, because actually this is gonna be a present for my cousin. I just
Alright.
ordered one. Yeah, guys. So this actually it came. To be fair, I don't like how the printing company did its job, but because I think this is my kid's design. Yeah, guys. If you don't know, I'm starting my own T-shirt clothing type business.
cool.
Yeah, for the channel, yeah. So right now I'm. By the way, I don't care what you guys were talking about in just a sec, so don't worry about it. Eric, for a sec, I thought you were gonna flip me off
No,
because your microphone was looking like something which is not gonna be appropriate on stream.
I was
Oh yeah,
just,
yeah.
I've been sinking more and more into the chair, so I thought I'd readjust the webcam.
Ah, okay. But yeah, guys, I created a kids T-shirt. This is one of the T-shirts, by the way. How kids design is gonna look like. As you can see, it's more kid friendly, PG style. I've made T-shirt designs for the ladies. I made by the way, VF, when you turn around like this, you look like Sting a little bit. But in his good days.
That's good.
Right.
No, I just realised I haven't got my cap on.
Ah, well, you're late. You better stay without the cap. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Don't put the cap on, man. You're good.
I don't have any merch.
Yeah. Let me finish me advertising myself on my channel. Right. And yeah, guys,
I celebrated.
Shut up, I'm speaking now. What were you gonna say?
I celebrated this week. I sold my first mug.
Ah,
It's the first piece of my merchandise that was.
can you
bought
see? Can you
somebody
scream?
Other than me.
Can you scream, please? No, do it again. Do it. Scream, scream, scream. Thank you very much. Right, you're gonna laugh in just a sec.
Oh
Right.
God.
But yeah, guys, we have T-shirts for the men's, T-shirt for the ladies. For the kids, I have a baby boom mug coming specially for now. And I have mugs as well. I'm thinking about caps, to add caps as well. The only problem right now, I'm just having my designs checked that they're not interfering in no copyright authorities or no nothing. So they should be ready, I think, starting at the beginning of November. They're actually gonna be good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I put out a lot of work. A lot of work. Right, guys. So let's. VF, you were just about to say something.
I have no idea what I was just about to say.
No, you
Kind
you
of
had
lost my train of thought.
you have no what to say. So typical.
Yeah. That's
So
mad
typical. Right. Let's move on. Let's move on. I think Eric is a little bit. I forgot the word in English. Yeah.
Distracted?
Thank you very much. I was just trying to
There you
say
go.
to speak
No, I'm just,
Bulgarian. Не, защото аз като почна да говоря на български, брат, няма да разбереш, ама абсолютно нищо, разбираш ли? Yeah, that's what just I said. Thank you. Right, guys. So let's move on. So, family friendly, a non-PG channel, or both. Which type of content do you think is best suitable for YouTube right now? Eric.
Well, I mean, you're asking in the month where like the adpocalypse has gone off the chart. So I mean, the
The
easy
month?
answer is
Really?
well, yeah. Right now, it's gone even further. But my point is that right now, anything that's child friendly without any form of violence, any form of swearing is the right content because you're guaranteed to get paid for it if you're doing it for YouTube, and also you get better algorithms.
Can you say more? I actually don't know this. Can you tell us more? I'm actually pretty interested. Can you tell us more?
Well, anything that's violent gets flagged. You can't ask for a
No.
request.
I know about that, but you said this month is even bigger. Did something happen?
No, no, nothing else than just more and more videos. I notice more and more of my streams are getting flagged. So for my kind of side, it's just getting worse. I don't know for the general. I think it's pretty much the same.
For a channel that I absolutely strive very hard to be constantly family friendly, I get flagged all the time at the moment. YouTube is very, very, very broken.
Yeah, but you know that they do it because of the audio. They just take audio in every. I got flagged for saying the F word, but I was using FWAP. And just because using that word, not cursing, just I made this word. Because, I mean, you guys will know that I'm just don't want to curse. And YouTube actually flagged that video to be not suitable for advertising. They say, Monsieur Stan, your video is not good for us. I was like, man, get out of here.
But I've had videos that have nothing like that. Nowhere near anything like that in them flagged. And my suggestion to anybody who does get a video flag is to challenge it. Simply because they say
you can't.
Yeah, you can. They say it has to have 1,000 videos. Not a single video that I've challenged so far has not had that flag removed.
Oh, they actually.
They still do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, do it. Just do it. Don't think about it.
Absolutely challenge it, no matter what.
Do it.
But yeah, it's flagging stuff that it should not be flagging at the moment. And the only way to be absolutely sure is to produce family-friendly content. And I think that has to be the way to go on YouTube at the moment.
Did you really? So you said that you have to be around 1,000 views, and you actually.
It has to get 1,000 views within. Well, the message says it has to be 1,000 views within about 48 hours or something.
Right. Sorry guys, it's just that they sent me a gif of VF screaming.
Actually a gif. Is it actually animate, this thing?
Look, it's going.
Oh, yes, it is.
Can we post it in chat, by the way?
I'm not a mod,
man.
so I can't. I don't think.
I'm not a mod either, I don't think.
No.
Right. Let's see. Can I actually do this?
I can
think
put
I
it on your
can.
Discord.
No. I think I did it.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
anyone that's moderator can link.
Tell you what, that's going on my Discord.
I'm sorry, that's why I was
Ah.
distracted. I was going through the video trying to find that exact moment.
I was like, what is this guy doing right now? Why is he not actually like, okay, what's happening to my
You need to...
yay! And OBS broke, of course. Oh boy.
Oh, dear.
Right.
That is what happens when you have
Perfect.
fun.
Yeah, no, I misclipped. I definitely misclipped.
To this point, I like the freeze frame where it's VF going.
Man. I'm gonna fix it in just a sec, guys. Don't you worry. I'm fixing it right now. Don't you worry. So let's move on, guys. I really want to give our viewers some kind of tips this time, because I had a lot of questions last time from a bunch of viewers which I couldn't able to answer because we just didn't have time. But let's give them some tips. For example, how can you push your YouTube channel? For example, can you guys give more of a retrospect of when you started doing YouTube? What was when you first published your videos? What did you expect? What happened? Eric, can you start please while I'm fixing the stream, please?
I didn't expect anything. My channel again was just something I was like, I'm gonna play this game. I'll cut these together and just upload it and see if anyone watches it. I was expecting like 10 people to watch it. That's it. Now, when it comes to like starting up a channel, I think there's certain things that really plays into your favor. The biggest that I had playing into my favor is the fact that I found a really niche market that at the time wasn't explored by pretty much anyone, and that was the time-lapse market. Now, just the last months, there's been a lot of, or since I started, which is roughly a year ago, there's been so many more YouTubers just trying to get into that market, and now that market is to a certain degree saturated. And that brings me on to the second point. If you're going into a saturated market, you got to bring something either new, or your quality of content needs to be better. Video, audio needs to be better than anyone else, and your commentary needs to be better. If you can do that, you can go into a saturated market. If not, I feel like you might just dwindle, and it's going to be a much larger grind to get up.
Gamer Dragon says this GIF is the scariest thing I've ever seen. Oh, by the way, I'm just looking at some of the comments of my one of my time lapses. If some of you guys which actually loved RSV are watching now, I'm gonna definitely make a video for the airport. Like, I made an airport in RSV which I haven't done. I actually, that project is way behind, and I have to make a video where I finish the goddamn airport because people cannot fly out. They're still staying in RSV and they want to move to Hagenstedt. Yay. Okay. Like for me, the biggest tips I can give is, first, definitely think about of what you want to do. Like, really, I mean, okay, you want to start doing YouTube, right? Okay, what type of videos do you want to do? My biggest tip is, do what you like. Don't do what other people like. Do you see the difference? Like, if something is very popular but you don't have the same passion at it, just don't do it, okay? If you love biking, start making videos. Just put a GoPro on your head or on your chest and just do videos while you do what you love. Like, for example, my first videos when my first view were from me when I was playing basketball, because I love basketball and I just made that for fun. I never posted them, but still, I mean, I love them. We have a question from Andreas. Eric, what do you usually sleep with under your pillow? Do you know this guy, by the way?
Yeah, it's a friend of
Okay.
mine. Most people get scared, and it was kind of a fun point because I got kind of called out on it. When I sleep, well, I don't do it here. When I sleep back home, I sleep with a knife under my pillow.
Back home.
Yeah, my parents' place.
Why do you?
Because I don't know, it's a bit more out in the open, and it's something to just kind of feel secure about. Nothing else.
Well, I grew up in a ghetto, so I definitely know what you're talking about. If you're on the
We've
same
never had a
page.
break-in, so there's no reason for it. It's just that it makes me feel comfortable. Why
No,
not?
don't worry. I didn't have the SWAT team on my ass. Don't worry about it. But I mean, yeah. Right. Let's say, for example, what do you guys think is okay, I'm not gonna say a great tactic, but a good tactic of just starting YouTube. I'm not speaking about the videos, just in general for YouTube. Virtual farmer. Do I need to rephrase my question? Because your look at your face is like, what the hell this crazy Bulgarian is talking about?
Bit vague.
My big advice for starting YouTube is don't worry about the number of views you get. Don't worry about the number of subscribers you get, because if you get stuff out there and your content is good, both of those things will follow. Just get your stuff out there, because if there's nothing for people to view, then you won't get those. But if you spend the more time you spend stressing over views and stressing over subscribers, that will feed through to your videos, and that will affect your videos. And that actually goes for whether you're just starting out or whether you've got 1,000 or 10,000 or 20,000. If you start stressing about those, then that's going to bleed through to your content, and that's actually going to be worse for your channel than if you're not worrying about it.
Okay, Eric, what do you think?
More or less the same. Don't get caught up in the numbers. I'd say that goes for whenever you're doing YouTube, even if you're at our size or even bigger. Don't worry about the numbers. If you get set on those, can get you depressed. It's like if you're doing really great and then you get negative numbers, it gets difficult. If you just ignore them altogether, not an issue. And yeah, I think it's just do it because you want to and do it because you like, and that's it. Nothing more to it.
The only thing I can add is, are you really okay? If you really want to succeed in YouTube, are you really ready to take all the impact whenever you get more and more subs? For example, guys, I recently got a huge amount of traffic, which I thank you guys for the support. I mean, it happened in a week's time, which you guys are amazing, but I'm still a small YouTuber. I'm the smallest of three of us. Virtual Farmer has roughly 2,000, 3,000 subscribers. InstanityTGTV is the second biggest YouTuber of doing time lapses after Fridgar, and I still don't know why, because his videos suck, but well, that's for another podcast. What I was going to say, oh yeah, but yeah, guys, he's the second biggest YouTube after Fridgar for doing time lapses, and thank you again for joining me, guys, today. But are you really ready to take this big YouTube hit, getting all the views? Don't bite your nails, man. Come on.
I didn't bite my nails.
Okay.
I didn't bite my nails.
Okay.
I
Do it.
had loose skin that was hurting me. I had to get it away.
Oh.
Splinters, you know.
Splinters. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah,
But yeah, I do bite my nails, but I tend to not do it on stream, as it can be a
please
bit.
don't. Do
Yeah.
like me. Go like so.
Yeah.
Hey, hello.
Biteable.
Oh boy. But yeah, are you really ready to take this traffic? Because even right now, I'm not sure how Eric he's gonna of course say after I ask my question. But Eric, how is it like to have more than 10,000 subscribers? And I'm not speaking like, oh, so many views, so many subs, love it. No, I'm speaking about in general. Answering comments, filtering all the kids, just this big social impact. Because come on, guys, I mean, YouTube is a big social place. I mean, if you're big in YouTube, you're big in social. So, Eric.
Yeah, I think it's changed my views a bit. I definitely, compared to when I had fewer subs, I do think more about what I put out and what I write, and try not to do silly stuff. When I stream, I try to swear as little as possible, stuff like that. I try to limit myself, basically. Socially, it's fantastic. The fact that I'm at the stage where I can, just randomly think, all right, I'm going to stream, put on a stream and instantly get 30 people watching that communicates, and you get to have that interaction with people that you don't know is fantastic. And I mean, just answering comments, you have the initial random spam and haters and all that. It's just fine. Just ignore it and look at the bright side.
Yeah, well,
I love it.
Totally agree with you. VF, do you have anything to add?
Not really. I massively enjoy the social part, and having had this break from streaming the last sort of 3-4 weeks, I do miss it. I want to get back into it, and I've been looking at what I have to do to get back there, and that's and that's the thing. It's there is a certain pressure that you feel to get the next video out, to get the next stream up, and to do a good stream. The idea that the pressure to do a good stream as opposed to just do a stream that you enjoy is quite strange, because a stream that you enjoy doing actually is probably going to be a good stream. But there is I have felt this pressure at time to do something that's what is a predisposed opinion of a good stream, and you can see it if you try too hard. If you try too hard, you can see number of views in a stream drop, or not getting as many views on a video, or the channel, in general, drop in views. And that's
dropping
the point, actually,
views. Leave the dropping views for later, please. Come on, both of you are answering my questions before I even answer them.
I need to look at the
But they
topic again.
intertwine with each other. It's just how it is.
You know what?
Am I going back with Batman?
No. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, both of you. Continue speaking, monsieurs. Go on. Hello, my friend. How are you today? Right. Okay. But now, actually, one of the things I really want to ask you guys is, how a small YouTuber, and I'm saying small, under 10,000, because I think after you pass 10,000, you're starting to build bigger audience. But how can a smallest YouTuber like me, like VF, and even small YouTube channels like 100 subs, 200 subs, 300 subs, what do you think, guys, is the, let's say, good, not the best tips, but let's say good tips of getting past low views, getting past this grinding? Eric?
I don't find. I think it's first off kind of a thing I need to say is that I don't think it's the low views that would bother me. It's the low comments. It's the lack of interactions more so than the amount of views.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that ties into live streaming especially. It's a lot easier to stream when you have people to interact with in the chat, whether to just sit and talk to the camera because it feels a bit forced. So like the best way to get past it, I don't think there's a good way to get past it. You kind of just have to get past it. A very good thing is to have friends that, again, I'm referring to comments, not views, because I think comments are far more important, especially during live streams. Having a friend to chat with, whether that'll be on live stream or just in the chat, I think that's majorly important. When it comes to just low viewer numbers, ignore the numbers. We've been talking about it again and again. Just ignore the numbers. They're irrelevant when you're starting a YouTube channel. I even find it irrelevant now. When I stream, I try to hide whatever the number says who's watching. Because if you see that drop from 35 to 25, first off, you get the initial kick of, oh, that's bad. And then you get the kick of, what did I do wrong? And you start overanalyzing your live stream, which there's no point in, because you're not doing anything wrong. People just leave and come and go. That's the way it works. So just ignore the numbers. It might sound silly, it might be difficult. Ignore them, and that's the best tip.
Nice. You actually pretty much sums what I was going to say. Let me just change your faces real quick. Yeah, that's good. Yep, perfect. I love it. Right. You're gonna see it on screen, don't worry about it. Andreas, well, that's easy question to answer. Step number 1, include me. Step 2, repeat step 1. Yeah, that's funny. You're a funny guy. Right.
We need not fear the banana.
I also like how the banana is bouncing in and out of frame on the top.
Yeah. I did that on purpose, by the way. I just didn't want to bother. Right. I will say that about the low views, I still remember how it was when I didn't have even 500 subs, because it was like 2 weeks ago, and the memory is very, very fresh. I can tell you guys, by the way, VF, for how long do you have your channel?
My channel started on May the 16th last year, so I'm coming up to a year and a half.
Okay, so you created that channel, but from that day, the May 16th, you started putting out videos.
Yes.
Okay.
So the channel was actually created a year before that.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
But the first video went out on the 16th of May.
Eric?
Last year.
My channel was created, I'll take both dates, created on the 10th of October last year, so 10th of October 2016. First video of my time-lapse and my proper video started going out at the 27th of November. Keeping in mind it was still just a pet project, not something serious, but yeah, that's when the videos start going out.
So yeah, perfect, because it's not that far away, which you guys can remember. Okay, for Eric, maybe it was pretty fast forwarding through subscribers, because he was putting out good videos at the time where actually time-lapse videos weren't that popular in YouTubers to create. But I will say that the main tip I can give is not certainly for the low views, because low views can come even for the best YouTubers. I mean, you can see videos, because sometimes I can find videos which have so good quality, and I'm not speaking only about games, I'm just speaking in general. Videos which have so good quality, they're really enjoyable to watch, and they don't even have 10,000 views. And then I see a video which a bunch of people buy a huge amounts of Coca-Cola, drop it in a pool, and Mentos, and that video has more than 60 million subscribers, and it's shooted with a phone. Like, where's the difference? But the main tip I can give is more forward to the grind, and if you can manage not to look at the subscribers as a subscribers, if you can see at that particular number as, I'm not gonna say as a friend, but as a friendly Noabi. I mean, because actually subscribers in YouTube, I mean, okay, they're subscribing, but you're actually not getting anything from them, because usually when somebody is subscribing for something, he's paying to get a product or a service. I mean, that's the difference. Technically they're not really a subscriber, they're followers. I mean, if you actually look at them as followers and can manage to surpass this, oh my god, I have 150, I am not today I didn't have any subs, blah blah blah. If you really enjoy what you're doing, the subs and the followers are gonna come by themselves, because you guys probably are gonna agree, but the first few seconds of the video is the most important one, right? The first few seconds, because in that moment the viewer is gonna stay hooked up. Actually, the first 5 seconds, like, that's it. If you really manage to get the first 5 seconds done, that may hook up the viewer to stay for at least, let's say, another 30 seconds. I mean, and that's enough time for that person to actually say to himself, okay, I'm gonna watch this video, or okay, I'm gonna move on. So yeah, guys, just pass this grinding bit, and you never know, because me personally, I didn't know what I did. Like, just changing a map and all of a sudden, like this, I really didn't know what happened. Like, I didn't have any tactics, because actually I had a troll coming into my Discord, and he started messaging me like, hey, tell me your secret. How did you manage to get 1,000 subscribers in less than 7 days? Did you pay for them? Probably you did, blah blah. I was like, I just literally said, don't know. No, you're a liar, la 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 la. Ban him, of course, but yeah, guys, Joe, just do it for fun. Do it for fun. I mean,
if you, I was gonna say, if you do want to watch any numbers on your YouTube analytics, there is one number which I would say is actually really important to watch, and that is your average percentage viewed under your audience retention.
I agree.
If the higher that is, the more successful you're going to be. And if you're having a low period and you're getting a high audience retention, that's the thing that's going to start pushing your views back up. Because the higher your audience retention, the more YouTube is going to push you.
Well, I don't know how your channel is, but actually my audience retention is pretty high, but my average percentage viewed is really low. I don't know how this can happen, but I can see my analytics. Average.
My audience retention, so my views, I've actually gone through a couple of months where I've had a dip in views. My audience retention is some of the highest I've had all year. And that's the thing. So when I'm expecting in the next couple of months for my views to start going back up, because my audience retention is high, because I'm expecting to get pushed out there with more videos as a result.
Eric, what you doing?
I'm just listening and watching the video on your stream.
In fact, I can almost.
No, because you're so concentrated. I'm just
watching you
concerned.
drift in a semi. Yes.
Oh yeah, actually, I become pretty good with drifting with the truck. By the way.
But looking at my audience retention figures, and I look back 2 months, my lowest point in audience retention is 2 months ago. So I can actually say, I can see that my audience retention was really bad a couple of months ago. That's why I'm getting less views at the moment, because I had less people. I had people watching less of my stuff, and therefore YouTube has been pushing me out less.
Right. Eric, do you have something to add before we wrap things
No,
up?
not really. I mean, for those who haven't gotten that in chat, was written and was also talked about. The 5 to 8 seconds is when people kind of
Mm-hmm.
get hooked on your stuff. I think there's two kind of sounds. There's the one where they get hooked, and then there's the one later on in the video where they realize that, hello, this is a guy I'd like to follow. So there's just
Yeah.
two kind of thing. The first thing is going to hook them to the video. The second is going to hook them to your channel. So I think the latter is the most important. If you hook them to the channel, that's better. If you hook them to the video, that's all right. But the channel is what you're aiming for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think, did we spoke about the thumbnail? I don't think we actually mentioned the thumbnail.
I don't think we've talked about that yet. No.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys, thumbnail is something. Don't do clickbaits. Clickbaits is something me personally I hate. If you don't know what a clickbait is basically you're fabricating the picture, which the picture doesn't have anything to do with the video, just it makes you click on it. I think one of the biggest clickbait ever was back in the day when GTA 4, I think it came out, and I think it was this guy who actually posted a nude photo, and he just wrote, hey, check out the new prolific content in GTA 4, which the video then was just him driving. That was it. He was just literally driving around the city, listening to radio, no commentary at all. That was like 4 minute view. Actually, YouTube put that video down just because it got so many views of him. And the view basically is he's lying. So just don't do clickbait, guys. Just don't do it.
Two things I bet happened with that video. One is the number of dislikes went through the roof.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
secondly, I bet the viewer retention was appallingly bad.
Well, I don't know, but this guy probably made at least 30,000 or $40,000 from that video. It got so many views.
But
It was
the
one of
thing
the
is-
first videos from GTA 4. So
But I would guess that his stuff from his channel didn't pick up anything after that.
oh, he basically lied, man. He basically did it
yeah.
for the money to lie. Right, guys. Well, I can't remember for any good tips. Of course, there are small bits and pieces, but I mean, like Insanity has his own tips, VF has his own tips. Me personally, I have all things, but I think we pretty much said the most basic stuff, which are just in general for everybody who really. No, I'm gonna add one thing: audio, guys. I think audio is something which you doesn't matter if you're a 7-year-old, if you're 25-year-old, if you're a 50-year-old. Audio is something that you should definitely think about. That I already said to Insanity something about my microphone, so which actually is gonna help me putting even more big quality videos. But yeah, audio is something because okay, I think VF or Eric said about PewDiePie, he is streaming with 720p, which make us think people actually don't care about Full HD or 4K. Good quality with the audio, clear voice.
I've had 50, 60 viewers streaming at 480p.
Yep,
It's
yep.
When you work with video and movies, around 70 to 80% of your enjoyment from anything comes from the audio. Imagine going to the theater watching a movie without sound.
Mhm,
You're going to
mhm.
turn out and go back again.
Yep.
Whereas
yep,
if you
yep.
came in and just heard the sound, that might be okay. I mean, it would be a different format, but that might be okay because you can get something from that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, guys. Well, I think we can wrap this thing up. What do you think?
yeah.
Yep. So, hear me out. I'm gonna leave you guys, the viewers, 2-3 minutes to have a to answer. I'm so sleepy, man. To ask any type of questions. Just like I said, no social security, no nothing. And while we wrap things up, we will try to answer your questions. Andreas, well, there is a reason people like. I cannot even understand the abbreviation, but fine.
ASMR is
Hey,
something.
yeah,
It's
we have Dr.
it's
Il in the house. Hey, Doctor, how are you, man? Welcome, welcome. Right, guys. In general, let's recap. So, for this episode, guys, we spoke about having two channels. Let me bring up my notes because I already forget what I was going to say.
Oh,
Yes.
just to say, ASMR. If you've seen any of those videos where people, normally girls, come really up to the up to the mic and do sort of whisper talking,
Mm-hmm.
that's ASMR.
Oh, it's like the 3D around. You
No,
put your
no, no, no.
headphones.
I mean, it can be that. It's important. I've said this in chat now. ASMR isn't just audio, but a large portion of it is audio. It's basically anything that you find like soothing, and ASMR is something people used to like help sleep. It's a weird thing where it's like, this feels right for me, and it can be people eating or talking and stuff like that. It can also be videos of like patterns and things done properly. It's not just audio.
ASMR stuff that I've watched, I find really unsettling. It weirds me out.
But it's either you like it or it's
there is a I think what was the name of barbershop audio 3D, something like this, and it's just a audio recording of a person. And if you have a good headphones on, whoa, man, that's gonna freak you out. It's like you're really getting your hair cut and shaved, man. You should really watch it. Like, you just hear it. It's nothing scary. It's nothing scary. Trust me on that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Right, guys. So, we spoke about should we branch out in YouTube. We heard Virtual Farmer. We heard Insanity. I want to hear you guys in 30 seconds. Your opinion. Again, Virtual Farmer, go. 30 seconds.
I think having a second channel can be really useful, but you have to have it for the right reasons.
Thank you. Eric?
More or less the same. I think it's a good place for large YouTubers to experiment. I don't think any smaller YouTubers should have it, and think very carefully whether or not you want one.
Right. Pros and cons of two channels. Virtual Farmer.
Somewhere to experiment and try out new things that is well beyond the remit of your current channel. Cons is that it can split your time and your focus, and that can be detrimental to your main channel.
Eric?
Pros, you can have a clear split between two types of content. Cons, again, you have to split your audience, and you split your time and focus.
Right. Finally, family friendly or non-PG, or you have this both content in your channel. Virtual Farmer.
If you're looking to make it on YouTube, or looking to make money, or make it on YouTube at the moment, I think family friendly has to be the way to go. If you're not worried about that, I don't think it matters.
Eric?
Family friendly for advertiser. If we're talking just like ethically, I don't think there's a difference anymore. I think we're past the time of that PG sense of community. I think we moved past that.
Right. Well, let me play music a little bit like so to have some more like. Right, guys. So first, I want to thank deeply, very deeply, Eric, VF. Thank you for being my guests again. Delta Bravo, if you're watching.
Pleasure.
Gamer Dragon, if you're watching. I had InstanityTGTV and Virtual Farmer as my guests again. Again.
I think GD's gone to bed looking at this.
Do you have his number, by the way, so I can call him?
No.
I should definitely grab it. Yeah. once again, guys, thank you. I had a blast. If I did anything wrong, I'm sorry and I don't care. But yeah, big thumbs up. Big thumbs up, guys. Thank you again for being my guest. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Perfect moment to say I have Insanity and Virtual Farmers channels into the description. Don't forget to smash that like button for them. Insanity is the second biggest YouTuber doing farming sim type lapses after Fridgar. Virtual Farmer does farming sim videos as well. Awesome guys, awesome YouTubers. Just show your support. As for me, I think that's enough. Like, bye. Alright guys, once again, thank you very much for joining the stream. You guys are awesome and I see you next week. Do you want to say anything to the audience? Guys,
Thanks for having us, Stan. It's been a blast again. So thank you very much.
again.
Again.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Thank you so much for having me on. I like messing around with my camera. I should not have this available to me.
I saw you.
But yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Blast and talking to you and VF. We share a lot of opinions, although we may differentiate on the smaller parts of it, but generally we do agree on a lot.
Yeah. Right guys, I think that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Once again, thank you for everybody who joined. You guys are awesome. Stan the Man, Insanity TGTV, Virtual Farmer, we are out.